guys, so we're gonna show you how to set up a chessboard, and we're gonna also show you what the different players do, and also just go through what the main aim of the game is. Okay, so you want to have your board, regular chessboard. First things first, this is the rook and he goes here. You have two of these and they both go at the end. Their movements are, they can go all the way across and they can go all the way up or back. The piece you want to set up is the knight, and it's the one that looks like the horse, and he goes beside the rook, and Dave is going to tell you what he does.
So he can move specially. Not only is he the only player that can move and jump players, for instance if a pawn is in front of you, but he moves in an L shape, either up one and to the right two or the left two, up one and over two, or up two and to the right or left over. So up two and over one, as well as backwards in the same directions.
Okay, perfect. I look at it as whatever line, whatever color he's on, he can only go on the opposite color around him. So this, and this, he can go on. So skipping the line in front of him, the direct three in front of him, he can go this. So the opposite color that he's on. So since he's on the white on Dave's board, he can only move to the black in front of him. So it would be this, and this.
Crazy how that works out.
Yeah.
You can jump all around over people.
Yeah.
Nobody else can go over people.
All right.
Except for special moves.
And I guess because he's a horse, which makes sense. Now I'm thinking about moves.
He's a horse. He can maneuver. That's
Yeah.
his whole advantage. Yeah.
All right. So the next player that you want to set up is the bishop, and I will tell you about him. He goes diagonally on the color that he's on. So he can go this way or he can go this way only.
As far as you want, or as little as you want.
Yes. Without jumping over players, obviously. Like we established, only the knight can jump over players. So he can go this way on the black and he can go this way on the black. The thing about it is, whatever color he starts on, he can only go on those colors for the rest of the game. Player we want to set up is, we're going to go with the queen, and this is the one. And she goes on the color that she is.
It matches her outfit.
Okay.
Match her outfit.
All right, so she goes here on the white and on the black for Dave. Next player is the king, and he goes beside his queen.
Can we talk about how the queen moves?
Oh yeah, let's talk about how the queen moves. You tell them.
The queen moves basically the best, or the most freely. Any direction, diagonally straight, as far or as short as she wants. She can pretty much go anywhere without somebody in her way. She's the most deadly.
And then the king, he goes right beside the queen. Tell them what the king does.
The king is the only piece you need to keep alive, to not lose, and he can only move one space in any direction, barring special moves, which we'll talk about later, I guess.
Okay. And then your pawns, and they go on the different colors directly in front of your bigger guys.
The front lines. And let's talk about how the pawns move, and then we'll segue into special, since they have special movement as well.
Okay. Go.
So a pawn can move only forward, but cannot attack moving forward. It can only attack diagonally, and only diagonally forward as well. It can't attack diagonally backward. But there are special moves for pawns. In the first time you move a pawn, you can move him two spaces. And there is another special.
Yeah.
Instead of having to take him, you can still double move but kill him.
Yeah.
About pawns, that's really cool, is if you get him all the way to the opposite end, you can exchange him for a player that has died.
Okay, so the aim of the game is to keep your king alive.
And to capture the other person's king. But you want to set them up so they can't escape, right? They want to be trapped.
Right. And so that would limit the person's movement of their other players, because they would need to put a player back in front of the king so that the king is not in danger.
Yeah, he has to be both in threat of being taken and unable to escape threat, either by blocking with other players, other pieces killing the pieces that are endangering him, or
being able
escaping,
to move.
being
Yeah.
able to move away to where he will not be in danger. Technically, you can lose every other piece but the king and still win.
If you want to try to aim for all your pawns becoming bigger players, so like switching them out for bigger players, you can do that and have more advantage on the board, being able, because since these bigger players,
So you can have multiple queens and stuff, right? I couldn't
Yes.
remember if you were allowed to do that or
yes. So if you want to have that be a game plan where you try to get all your pawns to the other player's end and switch them out for stronger players, you can do that. Or you can go straight into trying to kill the king or trap the king so that the other person has no play. Aim of the
not.
game.
And then there's one other special move,
What's the special move?
castling.
Okay, and tell them about it.
So castling allows you to move your king more than one space, as well as your rook at the same time.
Okay, guys, so castling is if you've not moved, let's remove these players. Say all these players are gone. You've moved them already. Obviously, you've also moved your pawns. Okay, so castling is you basically switching places. They're not really switching places necessarily. You moving your king 2 places and the rook on the other side of the king. Say he was here, okay, and you would move him 2 places here, and you would move the rook on this side to the other side right beside him. And that is what castling is.
If you've moved him, you can't do it.
You can't actually do it to escape being in check.
We said first move, pawn can go 2 spaces or 1 spaces, and then if there's a player here, he can go diagonally only to take the player, but apart from that, he goes 1 space. This guy can go all the way up, all the way over, wherever he is. So if he's here, he can go all the way up or all the way over. This guy, opposite color, he can jump here, here, here. Wherever he is, he can jump, what you said, 2 spaces up and 1 space over, or 1 space up and 2 spaces over.
You can always move 3 spaces in an L,
Okay,
as long as it makes an L.
all right. And then this guy can go diagonal on the color that he's on
And backwards as well.
and backwards. So if
Or
he's
he can
here,
go- everybody can
he
go-
can go this way, that way, this way, that way. King, space, beside him is how he moves, very slowly. Queen, most powerful, all the way up, all the way back, diagonal, diagonal, in both directions. And the same for all these players on the other side. And that's how you set up a chessboard. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in another video. Bye.